Anna, a 35-year-old senior risk analyst, sat quietly in the front row of the company's executive conference room, watching the projector flicker to life. Her coworker, Mark, a polished director with charm but no depth, was minutes away from presenting stolen work to the CEO. Anna folded her arms and whispered to herself, "Let's see how far you get with that fake data." Earlier that week, she had swapped the real numbers with a version designed to fall apart under simple questioning. And today, in front of the highest leaders, Mark would unknowingly walk into his own downfall. Anna first realized something was wrong a month earlier. She remembered sitting near the edge of the long conference table while Mark confidently presented her analysis as if he created it himself. Executives nodded with interest, taking notes, praising Mark's insight. Afterward, she approached him and quietly said, "You forgot to mention who built those models." Mark flashed an effortless smile and replied, "Relax, Anna. We're all one team." She walked away knowing it wasn't forgetfulness, it was calculated. Mark had found someone he thought he could exploit without consequences, and he believed she would stay silent. Anna worked at a compliance-heavy firm where every login, file access, and email created a permanent trail. Regulators studied timestamps like detectives. And as a single mother fighting for full custody of her 8-year-old daughter, Anna lived by strict routines. Consistency wins cases, her attorney always reminded her. She badged into the office every day at 7:14 a.m., never a minute early, never a minute late. Her desk sat beside the humming server room, a corner no one wanted. "Perfect hiding place," she joked. "The noise keeps people away and my business private." Then came Mark. New suit, confident handshake, dramatic introductions. He leaned over Anna's desk on day one and said, "I'm here to bring strategic innovation." She noticed something odd immediately. Mark never wrote anything down. Not during meetings, not during explanations, not when deadlines changed. Instead, he would return hours later asking, "Anna, could you give me a quick rundown of what we discussed?" Those rundowns turned into summaries. Summaries turned into full reports. And full reports turned into presentations with Mark's name shining at the top. Anna didn't confront him. She learned long ago that evidence spoke louder than emotion. So she collected everything: Slack messages, emails, file histories, timestamps. Every moment Mark lifted her work went into a private folder at home. 17 incidents in 4 months. 17 times he smiled across the room as leadership applauded him, silently daring her to react. Anna kept her face still, waiting. "The right moment always comes," she whispered one evening. And she knew when it did, Mark wouldn't just stumble, he would collapse under the weight of his own stolen confidence. Anna's patience finally paid off during the Titan account preparation. Titan Energy was one of the firm's biggest clients, and the upcoming review meeting would determine whether they continued their multi-million-dollar contract. One afternoon, Mark leaned casually on her desk and said, "Anna, quick favor. Could you put together the materials for Titan? I'm drowning in strategy work." Anna looked up and asked, "Which part of the regression model do you want to highlight?" He blinked, confused. "Let's not get into the weeds. Just send me everything." Anna smiled politely. "Sure. I'll prepare something." And that was the moment her plan started forming. That night, Anna sat at her dining table after putting her daughter to bed. She opened her laptop and whispered, "Let's see how smart you really are, Mark." She built 2 versions of the Titan presentation. The real one stayed in her private workspace. Clean data, verified sources, correct intervals, everything solid. But the second version, the one she placed in the shared folder Mark loved to raid, looked perfect but was mathematically wrong in ways only a real analyst would notice. She added bold labels, "Preliminary draft, not final." Then she emailed him, "Final version coming after review." She saved everything carefully. 3 days later, Anna reviewed the access logs over her morning coffee. At 11:42 p.m., someone logged in using her credentials. She wasn't working, she was asleep with her daughter beside her. But the system recorded every detail: her username, the files accessed, and the IP address connected to Mark's device. "There you are," she whispered. Whoever accessed the folder downloaded all 47 draft files in one batch without opening a single one. You didn't even read them. Anna closed her laptop with a soft smile. The rope was tied. All she had to do now was wait for him to pull it. 2 days before the meeting, Mark called her into a small conference room. He had the fake draft pulled up on the screen. "Anna, I've reviewed everything," he said proudly. "Looks solid. Ready for the client." Anna raised a brow. "Those are drafts, Mark. The file names are clear." He waved her off with a laugh. "Anna, relax. You get too stuck on details. Strategy is what matters." She stared at him, amazed by how confidently he dismissed warnings written in bold red text. "All right," she said softly. "If you're sure." Mark grinned. "I'm positive. This presentation will be a home run." The morning of the presentation arrived with heavy silence. Anna entered the top-floor boardroom and took a seat near the back, her legal pad ready. Titan Energy's leaders sat across from the projector with serious faces. Their analytics consultant typed quietly, already evaluating the slides before they were shown. Mark opened the meeting with loud confidence. "Thank you all for joining us. Today I'll walk you through our predictive model." Anna watched him click to the methodology slide, the first landmine. When Titan's consultant asked, "How did you calculate the variance weight?" Mark froze. Anna leaned back, whispering to herself, "Here we go." Mark cleared his throat and forced a smile. "Great question," he said, buying time. "Let's avoid getting stuck in technical weeds." But Titan's consultant didn't move. "We need the exact method, please." Anna saw Mark's hand shake slightly as he clicked to the next slide. Catherine, Titan's VP of Compliance, leaned forward. "These confidence intervals don't match the variance in your previous slide," she said sharply. Mark blinked at the numbers like they were in another language. He whispered, "One moment. Let me scroll." The room fell silent. Anna watched the CEO's eyebrow rise slowly, and she knew Mark had no escape. Catherine folded her hands. "Mark, show us the data source behind these projections." Mark scrolled faster, his voice cracking. "The documentation is still being finalized. I'll provide it after the meeting." The CFO from Anna's company lowered his pen and said, "This is the meeting." The analytics consultant tapped his laptop. "Your intervals are mathematically impossible based on your own methodology." Mark's face paled. He looked toward Anna like a drowning person searching for land. Anna kept her expression calm, her legal pad still untouched. This wasn't her moment to speak. Yet. Mark had to fall on his own. Titan's chief strategy officer, Daniel, leaned forward. "Walk me through the model step by step. From data input to final projection." Mark swallowed hard. "Our approach is, a dynamic framework. Very adaptive." Daniel cut him off. "Meaning you don't know." The consultant's typing grew faster. Renee, the division head, stared at Mark with cold disbelief. One VP stood to pour himself water, distancing himself from the disaster. Finally, the CFO raised his hand. "Stop." Everyone froze. He looked directly at Mark. "Who built this model?" The question sliced through the room like a blade. And that was Anna's cue. Anna opened her laptop with steady hands. The files Mark used were preliminary drafts clearly labeled "not final," she said. "I notified him in writing that the final version was still in review." She clicked a button, projecting the version history and access logs. These drafts were accessed at 11:42 p.m. from a device registered to Mark. They were downloaded in bulk without reviewing the contents. Catherine leaned back slowly, absorbing every word. Mark's voice rose in panic. "This is a misunderstanding. Anna didn't communicate." Anna calmly held up the email with her time-stamped warning. "I did." The Titan leaders weren't angry. They were disappointed, which was worse. "You presented unfinished data," Daniel said. "And you couldn't explain any part of the model you claimed to lead." Mark stuttered. I was relying on my team." "What team?" Renee snapped. "Anna built everything." Mark's mouth opened and closed, but no sound came. The CFO requested Anna's legal pad. She handed over the neatly documented list of 17 incidents. Dates, file names, forwarded emails, Slack messages. "You've been claiming her work for months," Catherine said. Her voice carried no emotion, only finality. "This isn't a mistake. It's a pattern." The meeting ended abruptly. Titan's team stood, thanked Anna directly, and walked out without shaking Mark's hand. Renee dismissed everyone except Mark. "Wait outside," she told him in a voice so controlled it was terrifying. Anna left the room quietly. As she walked down the hallway, she heard nothing. Not shouting, not excuses, just silence. The kind of silence that means consequences are already certain. Later that afternoon, the company issued a litigation hold, freezing all Titan-related files. By evening, IT escorted Mark to clear his desk under supervision. Not a dramatic scene, just quiet resignation as reality closed in around him. The fallout lasted 2 full weeks. Titan demanded a full audit of every calculation shown in the meeting. They gave the company 14 business days to fix the damage. Renee assigned the rebuild to Anna alone. "You're the only person who understands this system," she said bluntly. Anna worked late but always left at 5:10 p.m. sharp for her daughter. After bedtime, she continued working at her dining table, rebuilding months of analysis. Titan's team met with her directly over video calls. After reviewing her corrected projections, Catherine said, "This is what we expected the first time." The contract survived, barely. 3 weeks after the disaster, Renee called Anna into her office. It was the first time Anna had sat in the chair across from her. "You knew what he was doing," Renee said plainly. "You documented everything. You protected this company." Anna didn't respond, simply waited. Renee continued, "We lost money but we kept the client. That's because of your discipline." She slid a paper across the desk. "Interim head of data strategy. Effective Monday." The salary increase was 45%, plus stock options and a window office. Anna kept her voice steady. "I appreciate the opportunity." "You earned it," Renee replied. 2 months later, Anna's personal life changed too. In a small courtroom with beige walls and old carpet, the judge reviewed her records. Attendance logs, routines, work evaluations. "Your consistency is noted," he said. Then he signed the order. Permanent guardianship of her daughter. Anna left the courtroom smiling quietly, holding her daughter's hand. Work was stable. Home was stable. The storm had passed. Or so she thought. Because 6 months after the Titan incident, a notification popped up on her phone. "Mark viewed your profile." Anna stared at it for a moment, then exhaled. Not again. 3 days later, a message arrived. "Mark wanted to meet for coffee, to clear the air," he wrote. After thinking for days, Anna agreed. They met at a small cafe near her apartment. Mark arrived 7 minutes late, looking thinner, tired, and nothing like the confident director he once played. "Anna," he said, lowering his voice, "I've been applying everywhere. No one will hire me. My wife left, took the kids. Money's almost gone." Anna listened quietly. "I need a reference," he said. "Or at least, don't make things worse for me." Anna set her cup down. "Mark, let me remind you of something." Anna leaned back in her chair, watching Mark struggle to hold eye contact. "Do you remember the Titan meeting?" she asked softly. Mark swallowed. "Anna, please," she continued, "you stood there reading numbers you never reviewed. You froze when they asked basic questions. You presented work you didn't understand because you thought someone else would always save you." Mark's fingers tightened around his cup. "I made mistakes," he whispered. Anna nodded slowly. "No. You made choices. 17 times. You took my work, my credit, and my peace." She tapped the table lightly. "You didn't think I'd ever stand up for myself." Mark opened his mouth, but Anna kept going. "You didn't consider the pressure I was under as a mother working through a custody case. You only saw someone you thought was quiet enough to use." Mark blinked rapidly, his shoulders trembling. "I didn't mean to ruin your life," he muttered. Anna shook her head. "Mark, you didn't ruin my life. You just revealed who you were. And when the truth came out, you fell exactly the way your actions demanded." He let out a shaky breath. "I just need help," he pleaded. "I'm not asking for much. Just don't make it harder." Anna took a long sip of her coffee. "I'm not going to torpedo you," she said calmly. A flicker of hope flashed in Mark's eyes. "Thank you," he whispered. But she held up her hand. "I'm not going to save you either." His face fell instantly. "Mark," she continued, "you created this situation. You built your career on stealing the work of people who stayed quiet. This time, someone didn't stay quiet." He rubbed his forehead, whispering, "I just need someone to say I'm not a total failure." Anna looked at him steadily. "That's not something I can give you." Mark's voice cracked. "So, You won't support my applications? Anna shook her head gently. I won't lie for you. I won't rewrite history. And I won't pretend you were a leader when you weren't. He leaned forward desperately, almost whispering. But you won't tell companies not to hire me? Anna paused. I won't do anything at all. He froze. What does that mean? She stood, adjusting her bag. It means you'll face the world exactly as you made it. No help. No harm. Just truth. His eyes filled with confusion and panic as she reached for her coat. Before leaving, Anna turned back. One more thing, she said quietly. All those files, the messages, the timestamps, the access logs, are still saved. Not because I need them, but because someday someone might call me to verify a reference. Mark's face drained of all color. Anna, please. I'm begging you, he whispered. I have nothing left. She looked at him with a calm expression, not cruel, not angry, just resolved. You had everything once. And you chose arrogance over honesty. She stepped away from the table. Goodbye, Mark. Then she left him sitting alone with a cold cup and a colder truth. Outside, the air felt crisp against Anna's face. She breathed deeply, letting the cold quiet her thoughts. The cafe door closed behind her, muting whatever sounds Mark might have made. She didn't look back. On the walk home, she passed a small park where her daughter loved to play. Children ran across the grass, shouting and laughing. Anna paused, watching them. She whispered to herself, this is what matters. Her phone buzzed with an email from her team asking for guidance on a new project. She smiled softly. Life was moving forward. And she was finally leading her own path. That evening, Anna arrived home to her daughter building a castle out of colorful blocks. Mommy, the little girl cheered. Anna dropped her bag and knelt beside her. That's beautiful, she said, kissing her forehead. Tell me about it. Her daughter proudly explained every tower, every window, every imaginary dragon. Anna listened fully, something she had fought hard to be able to do without fear of missing pickup. As they cooked dinner together, her daughter said, Mommy, you seem happy today. Anna smiled. I am. Why? The girl asked. Anna paused. Because I stood up for myself. Her daughter nodded as if that made perfect sense. Later that night, after bedtime stories and soft goodnight kisses, Anna sat at her dining table again, the same spot where she once built the fake draft. But tonight, her laptop displayed a new project proposal. Her team wanted her leadership on expanding the predictive models used across other divisions. She typed notes, her fingers moving confidently across the keys. In the corner of her screen, an unread message blinked. A recruiter reaching out, asking if she might consider consulting for their firm. Anna smiled thoughtfully. She wasn't ready to leave her company yet, but the option felt empowering. The next morning, Anna arrived at the office at 7:14 a.m., same as always. But everything felt different. Her new office sat near the windows, overlooking the city skyline. Sunlight stretched across her desk, replacing the old server room hum with quiet clarity. Colleagues stopped by to congratulate her. You deserve this, one analyst said. Anna thanked them warmly. At 9 a.m. Renee stopped by with her sharp, no-nonsense tone. We have a lot to build, she said. Anna nodded. I'm ready. Renee smirked slightly. I know you are. Then she walked out, leaving Anna with the view of a city waking up. Around lunchtime, Anna received a message from Titan's VP, Catherine. Your updated projections improved our internal planning, the email read. We appreciate your accuracy and professionalism. Anna sat back, letting the satisfaction sink in. She forwarded the note to her team with a short message. Great work, everyone. Downstairs, the company cafeteria buzzed with conversation, but Anna chose to eat at her desk, enjoying the peaceful quiet. As she bit into her sandwich, she realized something important. She wasn't invisible anymore. She wasn't surviving. She was growing, stronger, steadier, and finally standing in the light she had earned. That afternoon, Anna led her first strategy meeting as the official head of data. The room filled quickly, analysts greeting her with new respect. She opened with a calm smile. We're rebuilding our framework, she said. And we're doing it the right way. Her team leaned in, energized. One analyst asked, What's our first priority? Anna replied, Clarity, accuracy, integrity. The words felt powerful in her mouth, values she had fought to defend. As the meeting ended, another teammate whispered, "Feels good to have real leadership." Anna nodded quietly. This time her work and her voice finally shaped the direction forward. The days that followed brought steady progress. Anna found herself enjoying the challenge, guiding junior analysts, strengthening old models and designing cleaner workflows. She no longer hid in the corner desk. She walked the floor confidently, answering questions, offering solutions and mentoring young women who reminded her of herself years ago. One afternoon, a new analyst approached and asked shyly, "How did you get here?" Anna smiled gently. "By staying consistent. By documenting everything. And by knowing my worth even when others didn't." The young analyst nodded, inspired. Anna felt something shift. She wasn't just surviving the workplace anymore. She was shaping it. Meanwhile, whispers about Mark circulated quietly. Some employees asked Anna if she had heard anything. She always responded with the same answer, "I wish him peace, nothing more." She held no grudge. She simply refused to carry his weight anymore. One morning, IT sent a notice confirming the completion of the Titan audit. The email ended with, "Special thanks to Anna for ensuring accuracy throughout the process." Her inbox filled with congratulations. Anna closed her laptop and whispered, "We made it through." It wasn't pride, just relief. A long, quiet relief she had waited months to feel. That weekend, Anna took her daughter to the park. They ate ice cream on a bench under a tall oak tree. Her daughter giggled, pointing at the sticky mess forming on her hand. "Mommy, look." Anna laughed. "You're melting faster than your ice cream." They spent the afternoon playing, chasing bubbles and taking silly pictures. While watching her daughter run across the grass, Anna realized something. The heaviness she once carried at work was truly gone. Not just solved, gone. Her daughter ran back and hugged her tightly. "Mommy, you're smiling so much today." Anna kissed her forehead. "Because life finally feels safe." On Monday, a message from HR appeared in Anna's inbox. They wanted her input on creating new protocols for file access, data integrity and leadership accountability. "Your experience highlighted important gaps," the email read. Anna accepted the invitation immediately. In the meeting, the HR director asked, "What do you believe went wrong?" Anna answered honestly. "A system built on trust without verification allows exploitation. We need clearer boundaries, clearer oversight, and clearer expectations." They listened closely. By the end, she had contributed to policies that would protect future analysts from the same kind of exploitation she endured. The next day, Anna received a call from Titan Energy. It was Catherine. "I wanted to thank you personally," she said. "Your professionalism saved our partnership." Anna smiled into the phone. "I'm glad everything worked out." Catherine continued, "We'd like you to speak at our annual compliance conference. Your clarity and discipline would help our teams learn." Anna froze for a moment. Speaking publicly? She had never imagined it. But then she looked at her daughter's photo on her desk and said, "Yes. I'd be honored." When the call ended, she whispered, "A new chapter begins." In the weeks leading to the conference, Anna practiced her speech each night after her daughter fell asleep. She stood in the living room, rehearsing lines about integrity, data accuracy, and protecting high-risk clients. "Speak with confidence," she told herself. "You earned this voice." On the day of the event, she wore a navy blue blazer. Simple, sharp, confident. Standing backstage, she took a deep breath. When they called her name, she walked onto the stage calmly. The room filled with executives, analysts, and consultants. She began speaking. Her voice didn't shake. Not even once. Her presentation was clear, steady, and honest. She shared practical lessons about maintaining clean audit trails, documenting decisions, and designing models that withstand scrutiny. The audience nodded, took notes, and leaned forward when she spoke about standing up against unethical behavior. After the session, several attendees approached her. One woman said, "Your story helped me realize I've been letting someone take advantage of my work too." Another added, "Thank you for giving us courage." Anna left the building overwhelmed, but in a good way. Her honesty had helped others, and that felt more powerful than any promotion. That evening, Anna and her daughter celebrated with a small cake at home. "What's the celebration for?" her daughter asked. Anna pulled her close. "For being brave," she said. "And for new beginnings." Her daughter clapped happily as they cut into the cake. Later, as they watched a movie curled up on the couch, Anna thought about everything she had survived. The stress, the silence, the unfairness, the fear of losing custody. All of it had led here. Peace. Stability. Strength. She whispered a quiet prayer of gratitude. The storm had come, yes, but she had stood tall through every part of it. Months later, Anna walked into her office on a bright Monday morning. The sun lit her desk, casting warm gold across her papers. She opened her laptop and saw a message from a new analyst. "Thank you for being the kind of leader who protects her team." Anna smiled softly. She thought of where she started, hidden beside a server room, ignored, overworked, and exploited. Now she stood in a place she built through resilience and truth. She whispered to herself, "I'm finally where I'm meant to be." Then she began her day, steady, confident, and free. The story ended there, but Anna's future was just beginning.